Hello there guys and welcome back to Blues Fans TV for one live review of Newcastle 1, Chelsea 0. We bottled it again. Just like I said in my preview yesterday, the second we have a chance to secure our spot inside the top 4 or to make achieving that goal way easier. Spurs draw, Arsenal draw, who else drew? Even Man City drew, who, I guess we could have gotten closer to. And Man United are about to play Liverpool tomorrow. And we bottle it again. Every single time we are in a situation where we could actually make use of other teams dropping points and securing our place in the top 4, we bottle it. Every single time. Fuming. Absolutely fuming. And as much as I'm fuming, this video is still sponsored. So, let's talk about that just quickly. I do apologise, guys. But this video, as you can clearly see on screen, is sponsored by OneFootball. So if you could please go down below, click the link in the description and download the OneFootball app via that link. That would be massively appreciated. It helps us out. And also you get all of the news that you need on there, really. I mean, you get the goal notifications when Chelsea lose 1-0 in the 94th minute. And hopefully you get some bloody transfer news on there because we need bloody signings. I mean, I know we want Sancho. I know we want someone like Werner. I know we want, I don't know who. But there's other players. I understand that they don't want to make another mistake like a Drinkwater, like a Bakayoko. I get that. But there's an in-between here, lads. There's not just Sancho and the next guy is, I don't know, getting Joaquin from bloody Real Betis. There's in-between steps here. We clearly need players. We clearly do. I mean, Pulisic's injured, and what we have on the bench is Pedro, who hasn't been good in about 3.5 years. That's slightly over-exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Like, it's infuriating. It's absolutely infuriating, and also, as much as I am pissed off, please subscribe. Like, just make my day a little better, please. And drop a like, that'd be massively appreciated, but, like, it just pisses me off. Like, I see the lineup, right? And we basically make no changes except one from the 3-0 win over Burnley. Kante comes in for Ross Barkley. And I don't get it. I don't understand why Kante plays. I don't understand. For the second half, he was, well, I say he was okay. He was just invisible. I didn't really notice him. But first half, him and Mason Mount were basically both number 10s ahead of Jorginho. Meant we had no build-up whatsoever. None. Just none, right? I mean, yes, he created our only chance with a good running behind. And then a poor shot that would have hit the side netting, but the keeper saved it. And then his flick on with the head to Tammy when Tammy was offside anyway was also good. But there was 2 moments where he did good things. For the rest of it, he was just pointless. He committed 4 fouls in the first half and didn't complete a single tackle. I mean, isn't that what Kante's meant to do? And yes, I know he had 5 interceptions in the first half anyway. I didn't look up the stats for after the game because I had to set this up, didn't I? I get that he had interceptions. But Kante's meant to be good at tackling. He just keeps fouling everybody and doesn't win the ball. Like, why are we playing Kante if that's the case? And I'm not even just blaming Kante here. He's just playing way too far up the pitch. That's just not him. If we're going to play this system, don't play Kante. If you're going to play a different system, play Kante. I'm not necessarily blaming Kante here. That's like playing a high line when you have John Terry who's 34, like Andre Villas-Boas tried to do. Okay, he wasn't 34 at the time, but still, it just doesn't work. Like, you have to slightly adapt here. And where on earth is Kovacic? His last league start was against Arsenal. Okay, and then he came off before we turned around. Okay, I get it. Against Brighton, he came on and was awful. He started against Forest. He was the first sub off. He didn't even come on against Burnley. And he didn't even come on again today. Where is he? We're trying to break low blocks down here. And our most creative player in the sense of getting past people. And even though he doesn't have that many assists, also probably one of our best short passers in the team. To find like a creative pass, because Jorginho is unbelievable at controlling everything and finding a long ball, but he doesn't play high enough up the pitch to play that ball, that decisive through ball to the striker to score a goal. He just doesn't play high enough for that, so you can't blame him for it. And Kovacic is the best at it. And we play Kante and Mason Mount. And Mason Mount is starting to be a problem now. I'm sorry. Mason Mount is starting to be a problem. As much as I love him, and as much as his pressing is so important to our team, it's so important, Mason Mount, his pressing. Whenever he gets the ball at the moment, he ruins everything. There was a couple of moments in the second half, literally just as I tweeted that actually, where he did well. But 9 times out of 10 at the moment, he gets the ball and he does something wrong. He either gets his first touch wrong, or he takes a heavy touch 2 touches later, or he takes the wrong ball. He goes for goal instead of crossing it. He goes for a cross instead of, or a high cross instead of low crossing it. The wrong thing every single time, and it's infuriating. Like Ross Barkley, and I really don't like Ross Barkley much. He came on for him, and we were 10 times better. 10 times better. And genuinely, right, as much as I'm angry, I actually didn't think our second half was that bad. I don't think it was that bad, in all honesty. We conceded the late goal, I get it. But I don't think our second half was that bad. We did a lot of things right. We had a couple of half chances. We genuinely didn't have many big chances today. Yeah, we hit the bar, but Tammy was offside from that. Willian had a huge chance that he dragged just wide, his shot on the left foot, but I'm pretty sure that goal would have been disallowed by VAR because I think it was handball by Tammy in the build-up. So I think that would have been disallowed anyway. And then we had that other moment where Tammy just about tried to get a flying volley in, but only got a tiny touch on it. Dubravka managed to save it, and then it was cleared off the line. Another moment where he got into a back pass, but then couldn't get his feet right in time. And then the Kante shot in the first half that would have been in the side netting anyway. Other than that, it was only long shots from like Aspi, Jorginho, Willian. Not a lot. And to top things off, Reece James got injured. Today could literally not have gone any worse. Reece James got injured. Like, why? Why did that have to happen? Why did that have to happen? Like, I hope it's not too serious, right? And I'm not trying to be like, pretend I'm a doctor here, right? I'm a trained paramedic, but still. I'm still not sure. I mean, some people think it was his ankle. I thought it was his knee. He clashed with the guy in a 50-50, and he got the worst of it. He went off for a second, came back on, but then sat back down, and he had to be subbed off. And then his hand gestures to the medicals was like a bit like that, which suggests to me is it's wobbly, and wobbly means ligament damage. Wobbly means ligament damage. And thank you for the £5 donation, Nippon Sharma. Tips on starting a YouTube channel plus anyone who wants Frank out needs a reality check. Sorry, mate, I'm not going to give you tips on how to start a YouTube channel in this live review of a football game here. But yes, if you want Frank out, you do need a bit of a reality check, because this is the situation we're in. We knew what we were going to get. We were getting a young, inexperienced manager, and that's going to take a while to settle in. You know, we're giving young players a certain amount of time to get it right. We also have to give a young manager a certain amount of time to get it right. He makes mistakes. He usually solves them. Not always. Some mistakes he keeps making. But, you know, we'll just have to hope that he gets it right. But anyways, where was I? Reece James. When wobbly, that ligament damage, please just don't have ligament damage in your knee or ankle or anywhere. Please just don't. Like, I beg you. Like, he's our only good player at the moment. Like, everyone else bloody shit. Like, Willian tried hard today. Some people hating on Willian. Willian tried fucking hard. He had Aspie behind him doing fuck all because he's a right footed player playing left back and still better than Emerson. Even though Emerson was actually decent when he came on. Tried really hard to get us a penalty. A bit like Willian did against Burnley. To me, it was the same thing. You could give Williams last week as a dive, or you give it as a pen. Today, from Emerson, there was contact. Yes, he did put his leg out, but I think there would have been contact anyway. So I think it could have been a pen, but it's also fine that it was a booking. Last week we got it, this week we didn't. I'm fine with it. But that's probably the only difference from this week to last week. I don't think, yes, we played really, really well second half last week, but I think if we don't get that penalty against Burnley early last week, or in the first half anyway, I think the game probably ends the exact same way. Maybe we don't lose it at the end, and maybe we scrape a 1-0 win, or maybe it ends 0-0. But it doesn't go well. It doesn't go well. Like, we definitely don't win 3-0 if we don't get that penalty in the first place. And today we didn't have the penalty, and we didn't get the ball over the line. I mean, I even forgot to mention Newcastle actually hit the bar in the first half. Newcastle had the two biggest chances of the bloody game. I mean, I know we hit the bar, but that was offside. So, it's infuriating, guys. It honestly is infuriating. Oh, I didn't even talk through the lineup. Let me just check the One Football app. Go download it via the link in the description. Definitely massively appreciate it. So, like I said, of course, I did say that we only had one change. So, just to talk through it, though, it was a 4-3-3, a proper 4-3-3. A bit less in the second half. Second half was more of a 4-2-3-1, I guess, because Kante stayed a bit deeper. But it was Kepa in goal, of course. Aspi at left back, Reece James at right back, who then had to come off after 75 minutes. Still, Christensen and Ridiger at centre back. I will talk about the goal later on. A midfield three of Jorginho at the base, Mason Mount to his left, and N'Golo Kante to his right. And then, obviously, the same front three with Pulisic being out. Of Willian on the left, Hudson-Odoi on the right, and Tammy Abraham up front. And, I mean, like I said, I don't think the second half was awful in itself. I don't think it was awful until we conceded. People criticised us not getting in behind it off. Well, I mean, Newcastle set so deep, they basically set on their own goal line. That's how deep they set, if you get me. It's difficult to get in behind that. But we tried most other things. You know, we tried to push our two midfielders above Jorginho into the box, meaning that we had our fullbacks push inside to kind of cover that midfield spot. In the second half, we didn't do that enough first half, in my opinion. But in the second half, we did more of that. We pushed them inside to still keep the control, which meant that we had less Reece James crosses, which in my opinion isn't a smart idea, but I get the thinking. It's tactically good and tactically creative. I understand what he's doing. The wingers, we had them stay wide in Hudson-Odoi and Willian. They both struggled. Willian tried more, tried harder. Hudson-Odoi had his moments where he tried, but he had other moments where it didn't work, where I just didn't see him for like 20 minutes of the game. And Tammy, there was one counter-attacking moment that we had, and Willian is driving the ball, and Tammy is just getting everything wrong. First he points the run to the left, then he points the run to the right, and then he stops, and then he gets caught, and then he doesn't know what to do, and then Willian is like, where the fuck you going? And then Willian gets tackled. And no blame on that failed counter-attack is to put on Willian. None of it. Because he has to wait for Tammy to be available to pass to. He has to wait. He can't do anything else. And Tammy just spotted that. And he had a couple of other moments where he was just involved in the misunderstandings. Barkley actually had a really good ball to Tammy that I think Willian intercepted late on. And then there was another moment where Hudson-Odoi put in a good cross on the right. Tammy tries to go for it with a volley when Mason Mount is right behind him and probably has a fairly easy tap-in. But today I saw a stat, we had like 30-something crosses and only one of them ended up on target in the end. And that was a Mason Mount header. So really, clearly we're doing something wrong. You know, something we are doing wrong. And we had 10 corners today. Newcastle had 1 and scored from him. Let's get to that goal. 94th minute. 94th fucking minute, right? They played a cross in, the corner in. Willian easily heads it away. It was a poor corner. They just picked the ball up, crossed it back into the box. Saint-Maximin crossed it back into the box. And Rudiger just decides to be fucking nowhere. And Isaac Hayden, like Rudiger is a yard and a half from him. And Isaac Hayden gets a tiny nudge on it. Inside the 6-yard box. Have you seen keeper save it? Yes. Can you blame a keeper for not saving it? In my opinion, no. Even though he gets a hand on it, it's just a reaction save. He just flips his arms up as quickly as he can to try and stop the ball. I don't think you can blame Kepa for not getting it. But then, you know, the ball is in. 94th minute and it's over. And it's done. And I'm fucking fuming. And what are the substitutions, right? I mean, we were forced into, obviously, the one for, Emerson coming on for Reece James. We were forced into that. Again, really hope Reece James is okay and really hope he won't be out for long. I really, really hope so because he's so important to us. Barkley for Mount, I also understand. Because Mount was awful and Barkley was actually pretty decent when he came on. And then for the last 10 minutes, Batshuayi came on for Tammy Abraham. I'm like, what? It's 0-0 at St James's Park. Arsenal drop points. Spurs drop points. United will probably lose to Liverpool tomorrow. City drop points. And we can't play 2 up front. At least try it. Like, try it. Take Kante off. He was pointless. He didn't do anything. Like, in the second half, I didn't see him. I'm sure he made a couple of more interceptions and better tackles in the second half. But we lost it in the end anyway. You could have tried to go for the goal. Like, and people say, oh, Kante, Kante. Yes, no. I don't hate Kante. I don't underappreciate Kante. But I just, in my opinion, we ruin Kante like this. Like, in this system, it's like playing really good striker. It's like, don't do it. It doesn't make sense. You don't play Kante there. Like, if we had a proper good number 10, which we don't at the moment, then play Kante next to Jorginho, next to Kovacic. Then it works. But if we're not happy enough with the one number 10 so that we push the other midfielder so high up, and then that's Kante, that just doesn't make sense. Like, he's not good enough on the ball like that. He's a decent dribbler, but even then he overhits his own touches sometimes. But he's just not that type of player. And I don't get it. But where is Kovacic? Why is he not being used? I keep talking about him in every bloody preview. Play him next to Jorginho and Mount. Why doesn't he start and why doesn't he come on? Like, I get, maybe without the Reece James injury, Kovacic would have actually come on. But on Twitter, like with the journalists that are there, you see who warms up. Barkley warmed up and Pedro warmed up. And then Michy Batshuayi warmed up. Pedro didn't come on again. So chances are, if Reece James doesn't get injured, Pedro just comes on for whoever. Willian, Hudson-Odoi, probably. So Kovacic still doesn't come on. Why? Like, I don't know. If he's some sort of tired, a bit like Pulisic was before Christmas, as Lampard revealed later, I get it. But then why put him on the bench? Like, why put him on the bench if you're not going to bring him on? Like, what needs to happen for him to bring him on, for him to bring Kovacic on? Because we had the game against Burnley now, we're 3-0 up and he didn't bring Kovacic on. He didn't make any substitutions. Now it was 0-0 at Newcastle and he didn't bring Kovacic on. So what needs to happen? Does Jorginho need to get tired? Does Jorginho need to be booked? Does Jorginho need to get injured? Is that the only time that Kovacic comes on now? Or, I don't get it. I don't get it. But Lampard out is still dumb. Don't go with Lampard out, people. It's a bit pointless because what are we going to do? But one thing that I will say, though, is we need signings. We need signings. Sign someone. I'm a bit all over the place today. Sorry, guys, but I'm just fuming, innit? Just fuming. Yeah, I said it at the start. We need signings. Like, we need a left back, right? We can't keep playing Aspie at left back now. Get rid of Alonso and get me a fucking left back. Get me Tagliafico, get me Tellez, and then maybe we can, at another time, we can think about getting Chilwell. I don't care. It's not my fucking money, is it? Get someone, because it's not acceptable like this. It's not acceptable like this. Get someone. But don't get a midfielder, like kind of do, but then I don't know about midfield because Mount is infuriating at the moment. But we're not going to get rid of Mount, are we? Like, he's 21. Like, give the kid a bit of time. He's having a bad spell. It doesn't mean he's going to be a bad player forever and always, is it now? But Soumare from Liga, like, really? Really? We have Ruben coming back fairly soon, hopefully. I don't know. But I still kind of feel we need a midfielder, so I don't know about midfield. But we need a winger. Come on now. Pedro is too shit. Like, Pedro is too shit. And now we have Pulisic injured, and then Pedro is the only winger we have on the bench. It's not on. It's not on. And we need a fucking striker. I don't know. Sonchi off to Inter. I don't even care. But Tammy and Batshuayi aren't good enough. Tammy's a great striker, but we can't rely on him on everything just yet. He's so young. Like, when he's on form, everything's great. But you need to also take a little bit of that burden from him, that he knows, okay, if it's not working in a game, because he wants Chelsea to do well. As much as he wants to do well himself, he wants Chelsea to do well. And a little bit of a burden sometimes. I feel like he's so disappointed with himself when he doesn't score, that I feel like if he knew that there was someone else that can take a bit of the burden from him, that would help him. So we need a striker. We need a winger. We need a left back. To be honest, we could even do with a centre back, because Rudiger is fucking awful. He's played every single fucking game except Forest since he's come back from injury, and it's been awful in near on every single game. He just keeps shouting around like police bloody Maldini when he can't even defend a fucking set piece. Like, it's infuriating. Why is Tomori not playing? Like, I don't understand. Our best defensive period was where we had Zuma and Tomori. And now neither of them are playing. Like, I don't get it. And Lampard doesn't know either. Lampard doesn't know who he wants as centre-back. That's why he's trying so many different options. And I get why he played Rudiger and Christensen today, because they were decent against Burnley and they kept a clean sheet. We're just inconsistent. We can be great against Burnley, even though I still stick by the fact that we wouldn't have been had we not had that penalty and then made it 2-0 before the break. And then today's this, and it's infuriating. It's so, like, how on earth do Spurs and Arsenal drop points, and City? They all draw. And we somehow, when playing Newcastle, managed to actually still lose ground on them. Are we fucking serious? Like, fuck off. Like, fuck off. And, you know, United better fucking lose to Liverpool tomorrow. And if they don't lose, they better fucking win at least. Like, at least stop them from being unbeaten. Do you know what I mean? Don't get a fucking draw. That'd be pissing me off again. I'm just going to answer a couple of things from the chat now, and then I'm going to leave it there because I'm infuriated. Kovacic is the best midfielder in the league. I mean, he's just absolutely not. Have you heard of Kevin De Bruyne? Thank you. By Ronaldo. Yeah, go on then. Actually, no, I don't even want Ronaldo, even if we could get him. Thanks. We are unable to either score from corners and defend from them. Yes, completely correct. We need to sort it out. Frank Lampard out? No. Please, guys, patience. Patience with who and with what? We can't accept being this inconsistent all the time. I mean, it's still bloody Newcastle. Lampard in, Kepa out. We can't blame Kepa for this one now. But yeah. Lower team know how to beat Chelsea now. Put 10 Prime Maldini on the field. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, everyone sits deep, but I also have to give a little bit of credit to Newcastle. They also picked up a bad injury to their left back, Williams, first half, by the way. Also, so get well soon to him as well. I think he did his kneecap there, so it's quite a nasty one. It's not a nice one, so get well to him as well. They defended well. Like, Newcastle, you have to give it to them. As much as they conceded 34 goals so far this season, today they defended well. And yes, we weren't good, but in the second half, we did a lot of things right, and just Newcastle defended well, meaning we didn't score. We also have to put our hands up and admit that. It wasn't just us being bad. They also defended well. You know, when we won the Champions League against Bayern, or when we beat Barcelona, us as Chelsea fans think it's a defensive masterclass. Their fans are probably saying, well, we're so shit. You know, there's always two sides to the story. At Blues Fan TV, would you rather Chilwell or Grimaldo? To be honest, I don't know enough about Grimaldo. I don't watch Benfica enough. And whenever I do in the Champions League, I don't pay enough attention to the left back. I would be lying if I said I did. I know quite a bit about Telles, and I've seen him a bit over the years, but not Grimaldo. So I'm not 100% sure. Although it was shit. I mean, he wasn't great, but I think shit is a bit harsh. Isco, Zaha, Dembele. I mean, Dembele is not happening because he's injured. What's happened to your accent? What did happen to my accent? I don't know what happened to it. What accent is it now? Could have kept Conor Gallagher and loaned Mount. Well, I'm not sure that would have gone well, because then poor Conor Gallagher would have had to deal with the abuse that Mason Mount is receiving now. No depth, that's a problem. Thoughts on Samare? I don't know, mate. 40 million for a midfielder. I don't know if that's what we need right now. Mount isn't good enough for this club. I mean, right now he's struggling a little bit, but every player had problems at certain points. I mean, guys, do you know what I mean? So it's a bit tricky to just put it like that. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to leave it here. I'm just annoyed. It's just a bad day. The most important thing is Reece James, please get well soon, because we can't do anything about the result now. So Reece James, I hope he gets well soon, because I'm devastated for him. If he just signed a new 5.5-year deal and now picks up an injury, I really hope it's not too bad. But yeah, guys, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you, guys. Thank you to all of you guys that have tuned in. I really, really do appreciate it. Like I said in the beginning, please be sure to download the OneFootball link via the OneFootball app via the link, the first line in the description. Click that, download the app via that to your phone. It gives you all of the news surrounding football that you really need, everything you need in one app. It is very handy. I use it myself. So please go download it. I would massively appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't already. Drop a like on this live stream if you enjoyed it somehow. Maybe you're just an opposition fan and you enjoyed me having a bit of a meltdown. And if you're watching this later on this video, please also drop a like. Make sure you hit the notification bell button so you don't miss any future videos. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's upwards and onwards. Win or lose, up to Blues, I guess. And I'll see you when I see you.